What did you learn from the railroad that you wouldn't learn from anything else?
How to drive trains.
No shocker. Anything deeper
Yeah.
than that?
Well, no, I think you learn how to manage people. I think you learn a lot about unions and how they work, and you learn about the politics of union agreements and company. You learn that as a union member, the companies do not like unions. That shouldn't be any news to anyone. And I
Right.
was told the reason why they don't like you, it's not personally. They don't like you personally. It's what you are a member of. You're a chunk of this entity that they hate. And literally, you go by your name, but on paper, I'm 746-420-9
Right.
to the railroad. That's my employee number. I still
Right.
remember that. And I've remembered a couple other ones. But I remember the union telling me that's who you are when they ask who you are, tell them 746-420-9. And that's all they really wanna know, and they look it up, and they're like and they won't even ask you what your name is. They're just like, "Okay."
Right. Right.
And other railroaders might have a different story and think that it's more personal. They're not that way. They're not. They're completely that way. I'm not being negative or anything, but when you're a union member, they're just like they don't really care for you much.
Right. I can
And
see
I'm sure
why. I
steel
mean, from their
workers
point
and
of view, right.
miners have the same story, you know?
I think all union people do.
But yeah,
I've never been in it. I've never been in any way associated with the union, so I don't know anything about all that.
I thought,
But I know
wasn't that company you worked for in New Jersey, Varn, were they union?
no.
Oh,
I
okay.
only worked there. I mean, that hardly even counts as working there.
Okay.
It was such a short-lived thing. Yeah, that was a short little thing patch between the time I got out of the service and the time that we'll talk about next time, which is when we pick up in 1990 with our story as far as when we got back together. We talked in another segment about our music up until 85. But we're trying to piece in the 85 to 90 type stuff, and that's so this was happening basically during those days, or more or less, or actually no, it wasn't happening yet. So your railroad, let's do this real fast now. We didn't patch that up. We had the railroad, but the railroad doesn't start until when?
92,
Right. So what after I left, what were you doing during the late 80s in Arizona?
late '80s, construction work, pipelines,
Okay.
utility well, you worked there for a little bit, and land surveying,
In
and
90. Right.
it
In
yeah,
90.
90 then
Right.
yeah,
We're talking up till that.
yeah, mostly land surveying, construction,
Hmm.
drafting, right when computers came out. I started
Like
learning computer
AutoCAD. I mean, AutoCAD was big.
yeah,
Right.
and that just
They're running the transit.
yeah, land surveying, that was great. The,
Right.
well, we'd have you'd have laser beams and prisms, so it'd shoot a laser to this prism and send you back the message that what the angle and the distance well, mostly distance was, and you
Mhm.
had to go out and get all of your long shots out in Arizona before the heat wave because the heat wave would eat up the laser.
Yes, I remember that.
Remember that? So you're, like,
Yeah,
in a hurry to get all your
I
long
remember that.
distance done early in the
Right,
morning.
right. Yeah, I remember when I did we won't don't get too far ahead, but I never got that far. I was still a plumb bob holder.
Yeah,
Over
yeah,
to the left, over
yeah,
to the right.
right.
You know? But,
I remember having to take yeah, that surveying was really cool back in those days. I miss that, but now it's just
it
one
was
guy with a
that was fun.
GPS.
There's just like right, it was like, "You go over there and we'll meet in 20 minutes when you get done walking through all the cactus and
Right.
everything else, pinyon,
Yeah,
junipers."
you couldn't do a straight
So
line